Hey everybody, Heather from Hooked on Pickin' here. We are going to do another Real Talk video on consignment stores. Consignment stores are a great place to source. If you've been doing Amazon FBA or eBay or Craigslist or anything like that, then you are a friend of consignment stores. Now, there's two different types of consignment stores that I want to talk to you about. There's kind of big box consignment stores, and then there's the mom and pop. Don't forget about the mom and pop, but I'll talk a little bit about both. So your big box consignment stores are going to be your Savers, your Goodwill, things of that nature, where Salvation Army, places like that you're going to have. It's going to be a nationwide store. Everybody knows about them. Everybody donates to them. The one thing that I want to tell you, watch on those big stores, they have discount days. They have days where specific clothing items are on sale, housewares are on sale. I know Savers, if you get on their mailing list, then they can tell you they have a lot of like 30% off days or 50% off days. And so those are fantastic days to go. Make sure you go early on those days, because usually at least when I go to my Savers, the store is flooded on 50% off days. And so just be aware of that. And then that's also a store that you're probably going to want to go to at least every week or every other week, because they constantly get new product in, and you can very quickly scan the store and recognize, do they have new product or not. The one thing that I usually do is I usually hit the housewares and sometimes the toys and electronics things. I will look in the clothing section, and I've kind of got a new technique the way that I look for clothing at consignment stores. If you look at the bottom edge of the clothing rack, if it's brand new, a lot of times the new tags will still be hanging, and you can see that right along the bottom edge of the clothing. So you don't have to dig through every article of clothing, because that gets very tedious, especially in stores like Savers and Goodwill that just have most of their floor space taken up with clothing. And so if you look at the bottom edge of the clothing, a lot of times you can find the brand new products. Like the other day, I bought some Spider-Man hoodies that were brand new from Goodwill, still had the Marvel tag on them and everything. And the condition was fantastic. You do have to watch it. Even sometimes if it's new condition, it's been sitting in someone's closet and it's dirty and stained. And so make sure you look it over and that it is in new condition. And then package it well before you send it off to the warehouse so that it doesn't get damaged at the warehouse as well. So watch for those discount days. You can find new products there. You can find stuff new in box in the housewares section or the toy section, puzzles, games, things like that. So just be on the lookout for that kind of stuff. But don't forget about the little guy. Now we've got a guy near us. We actually live pretty close to a military base. And those are great consignment stores to go to, because a military base has to, we have a lot of contractors on our base, and so they have to have specific items for their year-long contract or their 6-month contract. And then this particular guy that we buy from has a deal with the military base, and he will buy truckloads of things that they no longer use because it's not specific to that job. And so it'll still be brand new, unused. You'll have to check and make sure that you're actually able to sell it, because some military items you cannot sell. But if you go online and look, you can check eBay and Amazon and see if you can sell those particular items. But those are really, really great. He also has a lot of like office supply stuff, and we actually purchased a product from him with the intention. He knows we're resellers. We have a very good reputation with him. And he knows that we're going to flip it online, and he wants us to make money just as much as he wants to make money. But he gets things like, we're talking semi-loads full of product. And so he is not interested in doing what we do, where we sell small amounts of items and send them into the warehouse and do the tedious kind of work like that. He wants to sell everything like large, giant stuff. So we found a product that was going to move pretty well, but we weren't sure about it. And so we bought one from him, with the conversation with him saying, yeah, if we can sell one, then maybe we'll get some more. And he looked at us and said, well, if you can sell it, I'll give it to you for $10 less than what you were asking, because he had a whole semi-load full of them. He also said, go ahead and list that you have quantity 10, even though you're only buying one from me, because if you sell some more, you can just pay me the same price and come down and get it. which was awesome because then we don't have to store it. He's storing it for us. We have full access to him because we have his cell phone number. We can call him anytime and just go pick it up. And then we can ship directly from his warehouse. And so that's such a huge convenience because it was a rather large item that we were taking a gamble on. And so building those reputations with the mom and pop consignment stores are fantastic because, I mean, who lets you store stuff at their warehouse for no fee, you know? And so the other thing about building a rapport with some of the mom and pop warehouses around us is, before I forget, this person actually had a small store on the main street of the little town that he was in. But then as we built a reputation with him and had conversations, we found out he actually had a huge warehouse. I mean, giant Morton building full of stuff that he actually lets us walk through. And so learning those things, where do they store their extra overstock, and being able to look through some of those things gives you some deals that, I mean, we were finding stuff he didn't even know he had. And so that was really, really encouraging to find some good stuff that way too. He occasionally will let us know whenever he gets a new shipment in and we walk in the store. He knows we deal in smalls, which, let me describe. It's basically something that I can ship in a large box, multiple items of one thing to the warehouse. So things that are about yay big, I would consider as a small item. We don't generally deal in furniture, desks, chairs, things like that we don't deal in. We deal in things that I can ship to the warehouse and not pay huge fees because of the size of the product. So when we come in, he knows we deal in smalls. He'll occasionally show us larger items, which can be helpful, but he'll point us right to the, oh, hey, I just got a whole bunch of, go check these out, and we'll scan them and see whether or not they're profitable or not. And so that's one thing that's nice too, because a lot of times he has a lot of the same products, but whenever he gets new stuff, he points us in the right direction, and it saves us a lot of time, which then in turn saves us money because then we can hit another store that same day. So don't forget about consignment stores. There's a lot of deals to be had there. There's new products to be found there. If you've got a military base or maybe a large corporation near you that turns over a volume of product, check that out. See if there's any warehouses in your area that you can find that you can make a profit from, and make sure you build a rapport and a relationship with the people who own those places, because a lot of times, especially with the mom and pop ones, you can haggle and get better deals. With the Savers and the Goodwill, generally they don't have the ability to haggle, but you can still find fantastic stuff there. And remember, in the end, Jesus wins.